So, should you play The Division 1 in 2025?
Thank you.
To start out flat, I think you should. It's a great game to play, and it's a lot of fun with plenty of hours of content. Even though it's an old game coming out in 2016, there's still a very lively community, which is nice. You don't have to worry about the game dying or anything like that, or it getting shut down or anything. We do kind of have proof of that with the global events. Global events have been broken for a good minute now, and they just recently fixed them, as well as giving us a list of all the global events for the rest of the year. So we know they don't plan on shutting the game down anytime soon. But to get to it, Division 1's a great game. You can get it on sale pretty much anywhere. I would definitely recommend picking it up and giving it a try. I just picked it up and restarted it, and working my way to level 30 to endgame was a blast. It's a lot of fun. I played it mostly solo.
Readings indicate an echo
Which,
nearby.
if you have buddies you can play with, it'll be a lot more fun. Solo's still fun, and you can completely play the whole game solo. It's still a great experience. And once you hit endgame, there's plenty more to do. Whether you're PvPing in the Dark Zone, or you're doing heroic missions and stuff like that. There's still a big lively community for all that. Lots of Discord servers and stuff with big player bases for whatever you're looking for. Recently, people were hosting events to get as many people on the servers as they could, and it went really well. The servers were full. I recently just was in a queue to get into the game, which was crazy. I have not seen that for a while. So it's definitely nice to know that the community is still very active. There's a lot of unique content in this game that I have not really gotten in a lot of other games I've played. This being like a looter shooter. If you're into grinding for gear and trying to build better builds, there's definitely a game I would recommend trying out. Hundreds of hours of content in it. I would definitely recommend it.
Negative, Ramos. We've got this. Find a secure position and hunker down.
So if you're a new incoming player, or you haven't picked the game up for years, I can give a little refresher on kind of what you'll be doing and working towards. So you start out at your level 1 basic gear, and you'll work your way through the story, through the map, through different factions and enemies, fighting, leveling up your character, unlocking new skills and stuff like that. You don't have to worry too much about specific gear sets until you get into endgame. Just have fun with it, find what weapons you like,
I just heard about Ramos, Captain.
and kind of what playstyle you like to play as.
Thanks for that. My people are getting into position to breach the hall.
As you play through the story missions, those will level you up.
The building blueprints show a security control room down in the basement.
Pretty well. You'll probably have to, you'll definitely have to do side quests and stuff, like side missions and stuff, to really hit that end game level. But you'll unlock a lot of good loot and gear and stuff. I definitely recommend trying to get some buddies to play with you. Play through the game with some buddies. It's always a lot more fun. Solo's still completely fine though. I played through it solo and I still had an absolute blast. So I'd recommend that. So as well as the story mode and all the stuff you can do there, there's plenty of other content like the Dark Zone. As you can kind of see what I'm doing here, I'm clearing a landmark, and I feel like it's just like a little area with a bunch of enemies and a boss. Once you kill all of them, it'll drop some good loot. But in the Dark Zone, you have to extract the loot. So whenever you kill somebody or you pick up loot, it's contaminated. You'll get it in a little pack on your back. You'll see it here in a second. After I kill this guy and get loot. So this zone, it can be a little more difficult, but the loot is a lot better. So it's also a lot more fun. It can be a lot more fun. Yeah, it just depends what you prefer, honestly. But there's also PvP. So there's other players, other agents in the Dark Zone. Now it's not like a shoot on sight thing. They will have to go rogue. So if they go rogue, then anybody can shoot them. So you can shoot them, and any other player who's around will also
area secure.
Be able to shoot them. Well, yeah, they can kill you, and on that yellow pack that's on my rank has loot. So if I die, I will drop whatever's in that container, and somebody else can pick it up. So it makes it a little more challenging, to say. But in the stage of the game right now, you don't run into people a whole crazy amount. You'll run into people here and there, but most of the time you should be fine. Now, there's a lot of people who love PvP. Like in the Dark Zone, that was a huge thing back in the Division's heyday. Great time, big groups of people, and you just PvP. That's still in the game now. You might just have to go find a community on like a Discord or something who are dedicated to that and can like correlate a bunch of people getting together. I would definitely recommend that. That is the most fun I've had in this game. Is PvPing with other people in the Dark Zone. But yeah, here, as you can see, I'm extracting with my loot, so there's extraction points. So you shoot a flare into the air at these points, and then it gives you a timer. The helicopter will come once the timer goes down. Then you hook all your loot onto the helicopter. It'll drop a rope down, so you attach all your loot to it. The loot containers can only hold, I believe 9 items, but you can kind of pick and choose which ones you want, so just gotta kind of keep an eye on it. But lots of times enemies will come and attack you while you are waiting for it, which is nice because you kill them, get XP, and they can also drop loot. As you can see, it dropped the rope down. Normally when you drops the rope down, a lot more enemies come. So you fight them, but that's just more loot opportunities. See if those guys drop loot. But when someone goes rogue, they can actually cut that line. So let's say you and all your buddies put all your loot on there. You'll want to watch it if there's people around, because they can cut the line and they can take all your loot. I mean, obviously, if you have a group of people, you'll probably kill them, unless their build's insane. But that's something I want to watch for. Or if you want to you know, steal people's loot. That's also fun to do. But I would 100% recommend giving the Dark Zone a try. I don't think you'll regret it. It's one of the unique parts of the Division, I would say.
Extraction successful.
So, in conclusion, I would 100% recommend giving the Division 1 a try. Even though it is an old game, there's still plenty of content and stuff for you to enjoy and do. The community is still very much there.
Additional hostiles inbound.
And the game's not going anywhere, the game's not shutting down. We just got a whole kind of roadmap for the rest of 2025 for the global events.
Incoming hostiles.
That'll be pretty sick. There won't be any new content added, from what I know, but there's still so much content here for you to play through and enjoy, especially if you're new to the game, or, I mean, even if you are returning, it's still a lot of fun. For me, this is one of my favorite games ever. It was kind of a staple. When I was younger, I played it a whole bunch.
So far, so good. My strike squads are moving
So being able to
They'll
come
reach
back
the
and
main
play was
hall in
very
their
nice. Still enjoying it just as much as I used to. You know, it does suck. There's not as many people playing, so finding people to play with can be a little bit more difficult, but there's still people out there playing it. I know there's Discord servers full of people who still play this game and will coordinate PvP events or Last Stand or survival or underground stuff. Those are all DLC content. You can probably find them pretty cheap anywhere, along with the game. But yeah, and it's just a fun grindy game. You grind for loot, you grind for better gear. I would 100% recommend picking it up and giving it a try.